Hi, this video is in response to the world's greatest optical illusion video, which talks about praying to God being about the same as praying to a milk jug. And pretty clever job on that video, I gotta admit. But let me just recap a little bit of that, and then I got a little response for you, okay? First of all, you started off and you say, since you're a Christian, you believe in God and you believe in the power of prayer. You probably agree with this statement from Christianity.com. And then you go on to quote that. And here's what it says. What are you praying for today? Is someone you love sick? Are you having problems with your spouse? Are you or your spouse suffering from an illness or an addiction? Are you hoping for a job transfer or a positive result on a pregnancy test? Are you anxious about starting a new career? Having financial trouble? Don't give up. God is faithful. Trust Him in the little things and in the big. He cares and He is there. Don't lose hope. A miracle of your very own could be right around the corner. That's from Christianity.com. Well, then you go on and you summarize this and you say this is a very important promise for Christians. And you kind of summarize it with 3 points. Number 1, God cares about you. Number 2, God can perform miracles. Boy, those are great statements. But then you come to number 3, and here's what you say. All you have to do is pray, and God will help you. Well, I guess it's the phrasing of that last point that is so misleading. Prayer is not all you have to do. We're called not only to pray, but to obey. We pray not to move God's hand, but to find God's heart. You know, I don't believe that the Bible ever teaches that prayer is some kind of magic lamp, that God is our genie, and that by just doing it right, getting this thing right and asking Him, He will supply the desires of our heart. That's just not a biblical faith if you look at the big picture in it. In Matthew 26:39, we find Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. Now this is right before He was crucified, right before the soldiers came to take Him. And here's what He prayed. Listen to this. My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. You see, Jesus wasn't praying for God to change the circumstance. Jesus was praying that God's will would be done, not His will, the Father's will. And that's how we pray. When we go to Him, we need to pray, God, it's not what I want. It's what you want. Where to pray? To find His strength, His will, His purpose. In whatever situation we find ourselves, He is faithful. We can trust Him. He does care. He is there. But He calls us not only to pray, but to put feet on those prayers, to be obedient to His will and not ours.